We did. It's already up. Okay. Oh, Robbie just. It's up. Hey guys.
Hi.
Are you ready to
Hello.
come sit down on the floor with me? That's how I do these streams now. Yeah, there is. Okay. Hello, welcome everyone to our Disney live event with James Hall from Concierge. This is James.
Hello.
This is Ari.
Hi.
You guys already know her. And I'm Camry. Haha. Everyone's like, yeah, we know. We talk to you every week, Camry. So here's what's going to happen today. In the description of the YouTube video, I have posted a link to a Google Forms. Mom, you have to stop talking unless you have something important to say.
Also, Camry, I don't know if this lighting really is better. Ari lost all of her features.
Look, we'll go this way. Okay. So, sorry. In the description of the video is a link to the Google form. The Google form, you can ask us any Disney-related question, or any Disney...
I can't tell yet. Probably.
Any Disney travel-related question.
Yeah, but I feel like that's better.
Any Disney charades that you want us to do. We're going to be doing a couple charades throughout. Just to give you some background, James works at Concierge. And James, tell us what you do at Concierge.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry. What was
Uh-oh, are we
the
lagging?
question? Again, I broke up for a moment.
Okay, just can you tell us what you do at Concierge? Tell us who you are, just a quick overview.
So, sure. So I'm one of the travel planners at Concierge, and what we do is offer our services with helping to plan your vacation from start to finish, whether it's booking your hotels, getting your Disney tickets, dining reservations at the restaurants, tips and tricks at the parks, pretty much anything you can think of on your trip. And we pretty much, my job is to help take that stress of the travel planning process out of it for a lot of people, and to make it a fun experience and develop a personal relationship with you as well.
That sounds so awesome. So if you have specific questions related to planning a Disney vacation, it doesn't even have to be specifically related to using a travel planner, but like any tips and tricks you want to know, James is a professional. Literally, it's what he does. So we have a couple questions already coming in, so we'll start with some of those.
All right.
Let's see. Got my iPad here with them. Yeah, so you keep an eye on the ones for the live, and then we'll check in with you. Okay, first one is a fun one. What is your favorite Disney movie? Let's start with Ari.
Oh, okay. Well, it's tough. It's really tough, you guys. I mean, I feel like there's a different category for Disney movies, because there's like, everyone has their favorite Disney princess movie, but then you got like Emperor's New Groove.
Always.
Is just really, really good, and so is the Goofy movie. So if I had to say Disney princess, Ariel, The Little Mermaid.
What?
I know you're surprised by this information, but other than that, I'd probably say Emperor's New Groove.
James, what about you?
Well, I don't have an absolute favorite. I'd say my top 5, in no particular order, probably going to be Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Toy Story, and I would say most recently Coco are my 5 favorite Disney movies.
Those are good. I'm going to try to give a different one than Ari, because Emperor's New Groove is also one of my favorites.
It's a family favorite.
Yeah, it's a family fave. They're all just really good,
They're all
you
really
guys.
good.
I really like Tangled. I feel like Tangled is one of the new Disney movies that managed to have the same feel as like the classic Disney movies, and I really love that about it. So Tangled's one of my favorites. I'll say Tangled for today.
Okay.
Also, special shout out to Meet the Robinsons. That one.
Oh, that's
is
a
really
good
fun.
one too.
That's a good one as well.
All right. Next, oh, this is kind of related. What is, I don't know if I actually know the answer to this one. What is the first Disney film you've watched or that you remember watching? So the first one that I remember watching, I think is like Snow White. When I was a wee toddler, and I would sing the song with my dad, and that's the first one that I have like a foggy memory of seeing. James?
I'd say probably one of the first was maybe Peter Pan, because I know Snow White I actually didn't see until it was re-released back on VHS.
Hmm.
So that's one of the earliest films I think I have seen as a kid.
The one that I have memory of, and that so does Camry and probably hates me for it, was that when I was little, I would rewatch 101 Dalmatians
Oh my gosh.
every day, like on repeat. Mom, do you think that's probably the first? I mean, maybe not the first, but
But that was
the
probably
most
like your first.
influential.
That was like your first favorite Disney film. I
Yeah,
think.
was 101 Dalmatians, and I watched it several times a day, every day,
It was insane.
a lot. And it's still a stand-up film. I still love it. So
Okay, James, here's a question for you that I just saw pop up in the comments. Which
All right,
you know,
go ahead.
So this is something else to know. James just barely went to Disneyland. So since they just allowed out-of-state visitors, James was there last week. Last week?
Last week, last Wednesday, and here's my souvenir shirt.
Oh, awesome. Perfect. So he, like, if you're curious about stuff at the park right now, at the Disneyland park, he knows. So, Waltimus Prime asked, have they brought back the character meet and greets yet?
So they have distance character interactions where they're not so much to where you can go up and hug them, but personally, I enjoyed it more because there's so many characters you could see. I mean, the only time I've seen this many characters has been when it's a parade or a show. They've got them all around at a distance, but then you can pose for pictures and it's more interaction. There are no lines to get up in front with the characters. They'll just come to you or point and wave at you. I mean, my son had the cutest interaction with Tig that I probably wouldn't have traded for anything else.
That's so awesome. All right. Another question. James, we've had a bunch of interest in best places to eat at Disney. So we've only been to Disney a couple times.
Yeah.
We ate at the Blue Bayou when we went and loved it.
So
really good. But James, what is your favorite Disney restaurant or Disney park food?
Well, I'd say the top three are the Blue Bayou at Disneyland. Plus, it's also a great thing to do the Fantasmic Dining Package as well. I also like Be Our Guests at Disney World. And then most recently, I've grown an affinity for the Pim Test Kitchen at Avengers Campus.
Avengers
Ooh.
Campus! Yes, I forgot that you got to go there. That's so cool. So if you guys have Avengers Campus questions, drop them in the link in the description. Can you tell us a little more about the test kitchen? Because I don't know anything about that.
So it's pretty much what you can think of because it's Ant-Man themed. You've got different proportions. The thing that I had is the not so little chicken sandwich. You have this huge piece of chicken and then a tiny bun on it, or a pretzel that's like this big.
That's amazing.
That's huge. And they just do a lot of different things with it, and it's really fun to see them bringing that theme. And my wife had a panini sandwich, and both of them were big enough to even share with our two little ones. That's how big they were.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, yeah. Really cool.
Okay. Oh, let me check the questions. I'm kind of popping back and forth here. Favorite Disney sidekick. James, we'll have you start on this one.
Favorite Disney sidekick. I think it goes back and forth between either Abu or Phil from Hercules.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those are both good ones. I have to say Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. He's not a sidekick.
She's the villain.
She's the villain. Kronk is her sidekick. So Kronk holds a good spot in my heart with his little sneaky music theme.
I feel like one that's underrated is Miko from Pocahontas. I feel like he's just a really funny little sidekick. He's actually hilarious.
He is, yeah.
The other one that is just, it's Olaf. Josh Gad did such a good job with Olaf.
Mm-hmm.
That you almost don't even think of him as a sidekick. He's like his own character.
Yeah, that's true.
But he's another good one. So those are probably my top two.
Okay. we're going to take a brief commercial break, and I'm going to do charades while Ari and James
Yeah,
guess.
I think another one that
Yeah.
I think another one I can think of real quick. Actually, it's a group of characters because they're also underrated. All the side characters from Atlantis, just because all of them
Oh.
are hilarious
I haven't seen that
haven't seen
in their
so
own way, and that
long.
You should watch that. Next movie night, Cam.
Okay, we'll have to watch Atlantis. Also, if you guys want to answer these questions in the chat,
Yeah,
we
we'd
would
love to see
see
your answers.
what you think about these things.
They
They
are.
are okay.
Good.
Good. Mom's got an eye on them.
Any
yeah,
ones
some of
that
them
we
are
haven't
talking
seen
about
that we...
the new ones.
Yeah. Okay, Cameron, go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm going to do a charade. So James and Ari can try to guess it. Ari, you can just watch the screen.
Yeah,
That's what
okay.
James can see too. And you
All
guys
right.
can guess it in the chat.
Yes, get out.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, Ratatouille.
Yep,
It's
that's
Ratatouille.
it. Okay, good job, Ari.
Thank you. And the mouse noises really gave it to me.
I don't know why I got
And the
so excited to do that.
Did everyone see the Ratatouille musical on TikTok?
James, did you see that?
no, I didn't.
TikTok got together and they decided that they were going to write a Ratatouille musical over quarantine. And so all these different creators came together and I actually had a friend who composed the overture. They composed this music. They did like stage designs for it. They
It was
people made
great.
costumes, dances. Anyway, they actually ended up putting it together and did a little fundraiser for it. And now Ratatouille musical is up for a Tony. Yeah. So, like, my friend who composed the overture, he's like, my music is up for a Tony right now.
That's hilarious.
I mean, I don't think all of it, but it's up for, different categories. And it was really a cool thing that everyone came together to do. So,
That's so
it was
fun.
really fun. And lots of the music was actually incredible.
Yeah, really good.
It was really good. Anyway.
Okay, James, here's a question that I
I'll
wanted
have
you
to
to
definitely
discuss.
check it out.
What?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, check it out. Sorry, you froze a little bit. It's still frozen.
Cool.
Hold on.
No, go ahead.
Okay, you're
We
back.
got some movement.
My question for you, and this is probably a question that a lot of people have.
Hang on.
Can you hear us
Okay.
now? Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is something that a lot of people think of when they hear that you're a travel planner. They're like, oh, well, I can't afford a travel planner for my Disneyland trip. So what would you say to those people?
Well, I would say that is actually a lot of thing that people think that there's some kind of travel fee, but with booking with us, you are not paying anything extra except for the price of your trip. You don't pay us anything extra for our services.
Which blows my mind.
Yeah.
Everything we do on our end is free.
Which is so cool. Such a crazy, awesome deal.
Because you guys you're teamed up with the parks, right? So you have a deal with them for how you make your money, and you don't make your money off of the people booking through you. Is that correct? He's a little laggy. Hold on, James, you're a little frozen. Mom, are you on the Wi-Fi? Everyone hop off the Wi-Fi if you can.
Helping people, in their planning process.
Sorry, James, can you answer that one again? I think we lagged out for just a second.
I'm going to go try and remove the screen door.
Yeah, because Disney compensates us for our service because they value the work we do in helping people
That's awesome.
plan their vacation.
That's so cool. So if you guys are planning a Disney trip and you want someone to do your reservations and stuff, that's what Concierge is awesome at. And I never would have thought to use someone like that because I would just assume that it's going to be expensive. But that's so cool that it's no extra cost to people booking through you guys. All right, next viewer question. We have okay, what's a Disney villain that you feel is underrated? James, I'll let you start.
Underrated. Gosh, that's a tough one. I feel like one that might be underrated is Ratcliffe from Pocahontas,
Mm.
because you really don't think about him too much.
Yeah, that's true. You kind of forget about him, but he's a good one.
Yeah.
I think I would say, and this is in line with my Meet the Robinsons, I think Yagubian is an underrated villain.
Who did he say?
He
Yes.
said the guy from Pocahontas.
Oh, he makes
Um,
me feel gross inside.
Yeah, he's a slime bag. But I would say Goob, mostly because I think Meet the Robinsons is a little underrated, and Goob is hilarious.
I think I'm going to say Hades
Okay.
from Hercules. He is
All right.
so funny.
Yeah.
I love Hades.
Yeah, he's sassy. I love it.
He's fantastic. Maybe those are my favorite sidekicks, actually, is Pain and Panic.
Fine. I'm
You don't think of them as sidekicks because they're the villain sidekicks? But I guess Kronk is too. But, well, Kronk's a little bit of both.
Yeah, Kronk's, he's got a good heart. He's got a good heart. He was just in the wrong place. Okay, Mom, any comment questions you missed that we should answer? You can skim and I'll ask something else in the meantime. All right, James, here's another question for you. If we book a trip through Concierge and then a certain promotion releases after we book, is that something you guys can do anything about?
Yes. So, since we work directly with Disney and everything comes from Disney, we get notifications as soon as a new promo comes available. So what we do is we'll either be on the phone or go on the website to try to see if we can apply that promotion. It'll work best for your trip. I mean, just last month when Disneyland had their deal, which is like up to 25% off some of the Disneyland hotels, I was able to save one client over $700 and upgrade two from the Disneyland hotel to the Grand Californian at no extra cost from when they first booked their trip.
That is
Wow,
insane.
that's so cool.
That's insane.
I could use $700.
Yeah, right? You can buy a lot of churros at Disneyland for $700. That's amazing. Okay, next question. For those who are just joining, I'm just going to give a quick recap. This is James Hall with Concierge. It says on his little thumbnail. He is a Disney Vacation Pro and a Disney Travel Planner. And if you want to ask him Disney travel questions, or if you want to ask us any Disney-related thing, you can head to the link in the description, and we will see those on the Google form. So, next question. Ooh, we're getting some more. What is your favorite Disney attraction? Ari, do you want to start this one?
Yes, my favorite is the Matterhorn. I don't know why I love that one so
Ooh.
much, but I do. I remember when we went back in 2017. It was mine and Tyler, our brother-in-law's favorite, and I think at the end of the day there wasn't a line, and we rode it like 4 times in a row, and me and Tyler were the only ones riding it by the end. Like the rest of the siblings were like, "Hey, we're done," and we kept riding it. So that or Splash Mountain for sure.
Splash Mountain's so good.
Splash Mountain's so good.
James, what's your favorite?
Well, I'm going to go back and forth between Disneyland and Disney World. Disneyland, Indiana Jones has always been a favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Splash Mountain, and most recently the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, because it fulfills my childhood fantasy. And at Disney World, I love the Avatar Pandora Flight of Passage, as well as the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Okay, so we haven't. Have you been to Disney
I
World?
have never been to Disney World.
I haven't been to Disney World
I
either.
thought you had been once on your honeymoon.
No, we just went to Universal.
Mia and Anton just went a couple weeks ago.
But they didn't go on the Snow White ride.
Oh, they didn't? Okay, they'll be
But
sad
they
that they
did
missed
go
out.
on Avatar, and they said it was awesome.
Okay, James, you're making me need to go
Disney
to
World.
Star Wars and
Oh.
Marvel Studios. Or Marvel, what's it called? Avengers
Everyone, send
Avengers
Working with
Campus.
Lemons-
Campus, that's it.
Send Working with Lemons a donation, and me and Camry will
Let's
go
take a
to
Disney trip.
We went to Disney World.
My favorite attraction that I'm thinking of, I do love Indiana Jones and Splash Mountain, but one that I just like has a special space in my heart is the Peter Pan ride. It's so simple, but it's just like
so
so magical. Like I get teary when you're like flying over the houses. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
So I do love the Peter Pan ride a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen videos of that one, but I don't think I've ever ridden it because the line was always 5 hours long.
You didn't come
Well,
with us when we went.
No, I don't
when
think
I
I
I
did.
didn't do it until I went with Dad.
when I went, the line was 30 minutes for Peter Pan.
Oh, that's good.
Isn't it usually like 2 or 3 hours or something like that? It's usually really
Usually it is, but that was my daughter's, who's now 1. That was her first Disney ride.
Oh, so sweet.
That's awesome. I love that. Okay. Another question. James, tell us
Yes.
about a couple of new Disney developments that you're excited about. I know you've been sharing a couple with me, but share them with our audience here.
Some of the things I'm excited is the Star Cruiser, which is going to be the Star Wars hotel at Disney World. The new Disney Wish cruise line, which I've shared with Camry that they're going to have a frozen dining experience as one of their new restaurants. And then I think one of the attractions I'm looking most forward to at Magic Kingdom Disney World is the Tron coasters.
Ooh, that would be cool. Tron's like that black light thing, right?
Yeah. Very neon light.
Yeah. I was thinking
that
the
would
Tron
be really
coaster
cool.
in Chuck.
Okay, I'm just reading. I just saw this
I know.
comment here. Marky said they've never been to any. They've never been to the States, and they have family in France. So you wouldn't go to France and not go to theirs. Nowhere near Paris. Darn. I did go to Disney Paris once. That was really fun. So if you get a chance to go to Disney Paris, you should.
Did you see the Headless Horseman comment?
No,
It
Mom,
did.
tell us the
Someone
Headless
said-
Horseman.
That's actually another.
He just said Headless Horseman.
Paris is another one of the Disney destinations we work with, actually.
So James,
So yeah, which Disney destinations do you work with?
Yeah.
Which ones do you
So,
not work
of course, Disneyland and Disney World, Disneyland Paris, the cruise line, Alani in Hawaii, and then what many people don't know about, Adventures by Disney, which is their excavation type trips all over the world.
what?
with? I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So what is
Yeah.
that? Like, can you tell us more about that?
So that is, let's say you are taking a trip to, let's say, Japan. They've got excursions where you've got a Disney guide taking you to all these different locations, trying local cuisine, just seeing everything up close. It's just really fun. And sometimes they even have things at the US. They had things where you have a weekend getaway in New York to go see a Broadway show. So they've got lots of different things that they do.
That's super cool.
I will say it's one of their most expensive Disney type of trips. So if you have something like that, it's definitely something
That sounds so cool.
from what I've heard, is to check out.
That's awesome.
So then the only parks that you don't work with would be the Tokyo and Hong Kong parks because they're their own separate
right?
thing, right?
Correct. They're not technically owned by Disney. They're only being licensed. Disney is only licensed to use their property there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Guys, just a reminder to drop us some charade ideas. We've got some good questions here. We're lacking on good charade ideas in the Google form. So go to the link in the description, drop us charade ideas. Okay, so when it comes to Disney, this is kind of a two-part question. What is your favorite Disney experience? Either just a one-time thing or one that is always your favorite. And then anything that you have learned from that you would want to do differently. I'm going to make James start on that one.
Yeah.
And we can think about it.
That I would do differently. Gosh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things I wouldn't change. I guess if I could tell my younger self is, the research beforehand. What are some of the favorite things to help plan things out? Because that develop over time. But if I could tell my younger self, like, hey, have fun planning. That's part of the fun with the trip itself. And some things, and what was the second part?
some of your favorite experiences that you've had.
Some of my favorite experiences. One, I'd say definitely this last trip because I got to see, it almost felt like seeing it again for the first time through my kids' eyes. And we had my parents, me, my wife, and my kids. So we had 3 generations at Disneyland. So it brought a lot of memories back, plus new ones. And also one that comes to mind is when my wife and I made our baby announcement at our last Disney World trip together for our firstborn. And then we also did a Christmas Disneyland trip. We were in Disneyland on Christmas Day a few years ago.
I love that. Okay, so James has cooler experiences than we do.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he has more
goes
Disney
more often.
experience. But we went at Halloween time last year, and I just love Disney at Halloween. I think it's so fun. And I thought it was really fun. The first day we went, we tried to hit all the rides, and which was great. It was super fun. I loved kind of doing that power through day of getting all the rides. But then the second day we were there 3 days. Yeah. But I think it was the second day. Oh no, maybe it was the third day. Anyway, one of the days we were there, we just it was super chill because we'd done everything that we had on our list. And so we just were meandering through the park, hitting the things we wanted to hit.
Yeah.
And it was very relaxed. And I loved that. And I feel like if you were able to go to Disney more often, you could have those kind of experiences where it wasn't okay, this is my one Disney trip. I've got to get everything done. But to kind of just take it as it comes and hop on the rides that look fun at the moment.
Yeah. And the rides that don't have the longest wait. So you can just kind of be oh, look, this ride is a shorter wait. I think my favorite Disney experience so far would probably be eating at the Blue Bayou. Because I hadn't done that until our last Disney trip. That sounds like it was recently. 4 years ago.
We need to go again.
But it was just magical because for people that don't know, the Blue Bayou is in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. So you can see the boats going by, you're surrounded by water, there's gorgeous lighting. It was still light outside, I think, when we entered the restaurant, but it feels like you're eating outside at night in New Orleans. And, it was magical and delicious and beautiful.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Halloween, obviously.
It's definitely a very fun atmosphere, especially since you get to feel like you're part of the ride when people are going by.
Yeah, you're part of the view for them, which is super fun. Okay, James. Oh, where was that question I was going to ask you? Oh, James, what made you decide to become a travel planner?
Well, as my parents got me into Disney, going to Disneyland and growing up with the movies, I always got fascinated by how things worked and behind the scenes and how to plan. So that transferred into my adult life, and I found myself giving tips and tricks to my friends with planning, and then figured out, well, what if I did this as a career? So I did searching for companies, and then I found Concierge. And what brought me to Concierge is the value of family, making everybody feel like family. Whether you're part of the Concierge team or you're one of our clients, that's one of the things we value the most, is that personal connection and making everybody feel like family. And I was just drawn to that.
That's so awesome. This is just kind of an on-the-spot question, and maybe you won't have a story to share specifically, but are there any examples of a time when something fell apart on someone's trip and you were able to kind of help them get things figured out? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. There was a time where somebody got injured during their trip, and we helped them, get situated on, where to go, got their parent a scooter to help them get around. So it was a last minute thing to order that, get it sent to the hotel, and then they enjoyed the rest of the trip. And then coincidentally, me and some of the crew were actually there at Disney World during their trip, and we got to meet those said people. So it was one of the few times that I've actually gotten to meet clients in person.
Oh, that's so cool. What a good coincidence when they needed you to be there.
Yeah.
That you could help them out. It's frozen again.
Yeah. I noticed that Lucy commented and said that she's
Like
always
that.
wanted to go in general to Disneyland, but she's especially wanted to go during Halloween. And someone responded saying that they would want to go during a normal time at least once before going for Halloween. And I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I think that
I think that Halloween is the best time.
Halloween is the
I'm
best time.
completely biased because it's the only time I remember being to Disney.
But the thing is, it doesn't feel the Halloween doesn't completely take over the park. It still is Disneyland.
I feel like Christmas would be really cool too.
Christmas would probably be really cool too, but I feel like you could absolutely go during Halloween and not feel like you're missing out on the classic Disney experience because it's just like the decorations and the spirit of the park is a little different, but it's still Disneyland in its core.
I know. Freezing.
Yeah, it's definitely the decorations, and then for me the highlight is when they changed the Haunted Mansion to Nightmare Before Christmas, and that lasts from October all the way through December. So whether you go during Christmas or Halloween, it's still Disneyland to the core, but it's fun to see the different decorations.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things. Okay, Ari, I already saw this charade, so I'm just gonna make James and the people,
Okay.
our viewers guess it, but I want to make you do this one.
Okay.
Hold on.
Where are you hiding it from me then?
Oh. Where did it go?
Camera's like angling the
I'll just tell
iPad
you.
away
I'll
from
just tell
me.
you what it is.
Okay.
Okay, Ari's gonna do a sitting down charade.
Oh dear.
No, you can't
I
sing
know,
songs.
that's the hard part, is that I can't
You can make a sound effect, I'll say, but you can't
music.
sing songs.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna watch the comments too, so if someone gets it before James, we'll see.
James should hold his
Uh,
guess for a second.
Yeah.
There's enough of a delay.
Yeah, there's a decent delay here.
Okay, so James, if you want to, even if you know it, maybe wait like 20 seconds to see if someone gets it in the comments.
Okay, you ready?
Okay?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Guesses? Anyone guesses?
Is anyone gonna get it?
No one's guessing yet. At least I'm not
It's
seeing
a hard. It's a hard. Well, here it comes
Here we
though.
go.
Which
Oh, okay,
they're
okay.
just seeing it
It's
now.
lagged. James, do you have a
Oh.
guess?
I have a guess.
Okay, people are
I'm
kind of
just-
close.
It's coming in. It's not Ariel. Just keep going. Just keep going
I
until
don't know
they
what
guess.
else to do.
Well,
Again,
be creative.
Oh,
I was guessing Ariel too.
It's not Ariel.
remember
That's
that
okay.
scene?
Okay, that was
Someone got
my
it.
guess.
Okay, James, what did
That
you?
was actually my guess. My guess was actually Ariel.
Oh, really? Well, it's close.
So
Yeah.
readers guessed Ursula stealing Ariel's voice, which is close because the answer was Ursula. But she did start by acting out Ariel and doing the
Yeah.
singing.
Well, I had to associate the movie.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to say the shell. I understand. I didn't know how else to do it.
Especially when you're sitting
And then
down.
there was the potions.
Mark got it too.
And then I did the part where she picks up those
fishies.
those fishies and she puts them on his lipstick.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um,
Because I was thinking the voice coming out
Uh-huh.
at
yeah.
that one part, and that's why I was thinking Ariel.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
it totally was, except just the bad guy.
Okay. Let's see if there are more questions. By the way, if you're just jumping in and you want to ask a question, we're here for a little while longer. You can head to the link in the link in the description to drop your Disney questions, Disney travel questions, anything Disney related, and your Disney charade ideas. Let me see. Okay, James, here are some travel questions for you. This one is very specific. I don't know who sent it in. If your flight is across the USA, like California to Maine, would you take more than one flight? Cool.
So for that one, it's more of a preference kind of question, and that goes to us getting to know you. because there are some people who would want to go across country, do a single flight. Some might be okay with a layover. It's just depending on more so getting to know you, and we also can help you everything look at prices and see what your budget is. What are you looking at in a flight? Because I've gone both ways, where people want to fly with a layover and others, just want to do a straight shot. So it just depends on the person.
Cool. And do you guys book flights as well through Concierge?
We can, yes.
Cool.
Sometimes people have done their own flights, but then also another thing that it depends on, whether you do a flight or well, that can affect it, is if you're traveling with kids. How well will your kids do with a layover, or would they be better with a straight shot?
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we can look into all of those aspects of your trip.
That's so
Or
cool.
like for our family, we like to drive. Like we'll just drive.
Yeah,
over
we live
there.
close
So-
enough that we can just drive to California and then have a car there with us. So, which is nice.
That's what I did.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, they say, is there a year pass? So maybe touch on the different Disney destinations and what you know about passes for each of them.
Well, the passes have been suspended at Disneyland, the annual passes. There's been talk about them bringing them back, but there hasn't been any word. There are annual passes to Disney World. So it just, sometimes if you have an annual pass, sometimes that can also deal with a promotion that is exclusive to annual pass holders.
That's cool. So they were
Yeah.
suspended because of COVID, right?
They did suspend it because of COVID, yes.
So hopefully soon they'll be back if you want an annual pass.
Hopefully.
Okay. I just saw another act out thing that Ari and I are going to do together. We are? Yes.
It was like at least a 30-second delay. So
Okay, yeah, we'll just keep going. We're going to do this one. This one is a little tricky, I'll just tell you.
How are we gonna do this one?
I don't know. We're going to figure it out. So, you guys can just...
One quick thought. Let's say someone books a trip and they get the tickets. If they upgrade their ticket through an app, then you also, the money you paid for on your tickets gets counted towards the annual pass. If you were to go there and say upgrade to a pass.
Oh, that's really
Cool.
cool. That's awesome, because then you're not out the money
Wasting
that
money,
you
yeah.
spent. That's really good to know. Okay, here comes a charade. This is kind of an oldie, so here we go.
What's your plan?
We're just gonna go for it.
I don't know how to help you if I don't
Here
know
we
your
go.
plan. Oh, that's a good one. I have nothing. I've got nothing. Okay, let's wait.
We'll
Yeah,
wait.
so it's catching up a little bit. See if any friends can get it.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else.
I
That's really all I
was
had
like,
to
I
go
don't
off.
know what to do.
go again. Do it again.
Do you know what it is, Mom?
No.
You don't know what it is. Sisters!
Attack of Notre Dame, the gargoyles.
Good guess. It's not the gargoyles.
Well, actually, I think I did guess the right thing.
Did you comment it?
No.
Comment it,
Comment it,
Mom.
Mom. James, do you have a guess?
It's pretty.
Is it Hocus Pocus?
Yes!
Is it Hocus Pocus?
Oh.
Was that your guess? What was your guess?
No, it's Cinderella Stepsister.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Good job,
that's
James.
A good guess, though.
Thank you.
Okay, let me check these.
Lucy guessed it. Yeah, it was hers.
Oh, good. Someone asked me what I'm most excited to introduce Steven to at Disneyland. Probably, I mean, we'll have to see. He hasn't, watched a lot of Disney yet. He's not a big movie fan. But I feel like once he knows Disney, then I feel like for little kids, the character interactions are really fun. So I think that will be fun. And then things like the Peter Pan ride. So fun. Jeremy
Yeah.
doesn't, my husband doesn't really like Disneyland, so I keep joking that Ari and I will just take
Yeah.
a trip with my kid when we go. I'll make,
Clarify that it's not just Disneyland.
He doesn't
One,
He doesn't like
theme
amusement parks.
yeah.
He actually likes Disneyland more than others because Disneyland is more of an experience than just like roller coasters, but he's not a big roller coaster fan.
that's true. It is an overall experience. It's more than just rides and food. I think one highlight for me was my son has just recently got into cars. So for him, we got to take pictures with both Mater and Lightning McQueen, and then he was tall enough to go on the Cars Radiator Springs ride.
That one is so
That's
fun.
a fun ride.
It's fun and amazing.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites, actually. That's so cool. Okay, James, is FastPass coming back? Is a question that we have.
We've been waiting to hear about that one. So, I mean, we haven't heard, we've heard rumors that it could be, but this also goes to, again, with our travel planning. So if they were to come back to, say, Disney World, you can make all three of your first three passes of the day 60 days before your trip. So we can go in, as long as people are okay with us having access to their Disney account, go in and make that selection for their rides as well for them. So they're not waking up at the wee hours in the morning trying to get everything.
That's really cool.
That's
I
awesome.
didn't know you could do that. Mom, any questions rolling into the comments? Okay. We just got. Okay, this is another Disney movie question. They want to know what your favorite Disney live action movie is. So it doesn't have to be animated to live action. It can be. It just has to be live action in general.
Here's a question: original Disney, because like Avengers and
I think they're clarifying it doesn't have to be original Disney, so it could probably be Avengers
or Star Wars.
or Star Wars.
Both of those now, but they weren't really.
Oh my gosh, that really
Disney.
widens the pool.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll answer both.
Yeah,
okay.
let's do both.
So what's your favorite animated to live action, and then your favorite just live action in general?
But there's also some live actions that aren't.
I think one of my favorite animated to live action is Enchanted. Is one of my favorite animated to live action.
That one's fun.
That's such a good one.
My favorite
heard
live
they're making
action
another.
is yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins has always been a favorite live action.
Yes.
And then of course I can go on to Star Wars and Marvel.
Oh yeah, that opens the gates entirely. Yeah, Mary Poppins. I always love me some Julie Andrews. Decker also said that Mary Poppins is one of his favorite. Michael says Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I think I've maybe seen it once when I was like 5 years old, which has Angela Lansbury, who's brilliant.
Yes, it has Angela Lansbury.
Ari, what is your favorite animated to live action?
I would maybe say the Cinderella live action was
That is
done
beautiful.
so well. I remember watching it with my cousins, and they all started sobbing during the dress transformation.
It's so magical.
It's magical. I'm excited to see stuff that's coming, that's in the works right now. But other than that, like my favorite, just like Disney movie, like that's live action. I would maybe say like Thor Ragnarok. That one's so funny. Or Guardians of the Galaxy. Like I like Avengers, but I really like the funny Avengers. I don't care so much about the fights. Or maybe the Hannah Montana movie.
Oh my gosh. Ari's obsessed with Hannah Montana.
They did such a good job in that movie, okay?
Okay.
I never watched Hannah Montana, to be honest.
That's okay. You're not missing out on much, James. Unless you ask Ari, then you're missing out on a lot. My favorite...
I thought it was a really place movie. They did a good job with that one, too.
Okay. My favorite animated to live action... I don't know. I always prefer the animated versions.
Yeah, that's why it was hard.
I did like Cinderella quite a bit. I actually thought they did a good job with Lion King too, but the whole time I was watching the live action Lion King, and I was just like, I'd rather be watching the cartoon. But those were good. My favorite live action Disney movie is probably Black Panther. Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah.
That was just a Disney.
Mom just said Pirates of the Caribbean, and that one is really good. Yeah, I probably like that one more than
Yeah,
Black Panther.
that's really
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
It's not. That was a Disney original.
Yeah,
not
Yeah.
Disney original.
Marvel or Star Wars.
But
So
which
that's
one?
cool.
Just the first Pirates?
Yeah, the first Pirates is the best
Yeah,
one.
Well, the first Pirates has so many references to the ride. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Okay, this is a question I can't think of any off the top of my head, so I'll ask if you guys have anything. Are there any in any Disney movies, are there hints to other Disney movies? Like, I know I've seen posts that
Easter
people know
eggs,
this,
yeah.
like little Easter eggs.
Yes, and I know one that's actually more well known. In every Pixar film, the Pizza Planet truck makes an appearance in almost every single movie.
Uh-huh.
That's true. I have seen that. That's awesome.
There's like the rumors that like Rapunzel is in Frozen.
She is. It's
She's
not
in
a
the-
rumor.
She's in
She
the
is.
crowd.
Yeah,
She,
So then the rumor, I guess, is that
they're cousins.
they're
I don't think
cousins,
it's a
and
rumor.
then they tie together all this other stuff from all the other Disney.
I think that's
worlds.
just a truth that they're cousins. Am I making that up?
I don't know that.
so
Disney's officially said it.
there's a rumor that Tarzan, Elsa, and Anna are related.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's not like Disney confirmed. That's just canon.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a rumor that Tarzan, Elsa, and Anna are siblings. And that
That
Tarzan...
when Elsa and Anna's parents went on the boat and died, they
They
didn't
had
actually
Tarzan.
die. They beached on the Tarzan
Island.
island, and then they had Tarzan with, and then, yeah. Anyway, all this stuff.
Decker says, has anyone heard of the Pixar theory? I have not.
I have no idea what that is.
James, do you know what the Pixar theory is?
I think there's a Pixar theory that everything is in the same universe. I think that's
Oh.
what they're talking about.
I've maybe actually heard of that. I don't really know anything about it, but I think I've heard that.
There's lots of little Easter eggs. There's lots of posts you can find online about them.
There's when he's building in Aladdin, when he's building the tower, the dad's building that
Oh,
tower.
yeah, there's-
and,
Yes.
Mama Lemon is
Beast
saying,
in there.
I don't know how
Sorry.
well you can hear her, but that
Oh, yeah.
when the Sultan is building the tower in Aladdin, it's full of Disney characters, like the Beast and
Yes.
and in
And
Hercules.
That's what I was thinking.
Hercules wears
Yes.
a scar.
Yeah,
The-
he
the
wears
Yes.
a scar.
So there's.
I
a lot
remember
of
being
fun
so
things.
confused when I saw that as a kid. Like, wait, why is Scar in the movie?
Yeah, there's lots of little things like that. I mean, the like Mrs. Potts is on the island in Tarzan.
Oh yeah,
hmm
yeah.
The
There's lots of
Mrs.
little
Potts
fun,
thing. There's lots of little
fun
hidden
Easter eggs.
Easter eggs.
Okay, I'm going to act out another charade. This will probably be our last charade of the day. Once again, we're just on for a couple more minutes. We'll be on till like 3:30. So if you have more
burning
questions, drop them. We still have a couple more to get to. But okay, which one do I want to do?
Someone said, "Did you fit the theory that Darth Vader is really Luke Skywalker's father?"
What?
Spoiler alert!
I didn't hear it.
In the comments, they say, "Did you hear the theory that Darth Vader is really Luke Skywalker's father?" Mom, will you go give her a scoop of food and give some to Dixie so she doesn't freak out? Scar is dead. It's canon. Okay. Let's see. Which one do I want to act out? I don't know if people would. Here we go.
We're just picking really hard ones.
Well, there's not that many options. I mean, there are options, but
I know.
a lot of the options are hard. I might have to sing a little bit for this one.
Hey. Oh, I know what it is. Do you want me to tell or do you want me to leave time for others?
Pretend this is not a carrot.
Pretend that's not a carrot. I know what it is. Well, let's wait for it. Well, we need to wait for the video to catch up. Oh, I can be right here.
Oh yeah, thank you. This is a long, luscious.
Okay.
Okay,
I've been trying to see if anyone has.
drop your guesses. We'll give you a minute, and then James, you can
Oh.
drop your guess if you have one. I don't.
I'm trying to think of one.
It was pretty.
I know what it is.
I'm not gonna say it was good. It was kind of bad. So if you can't guess it, that's on me. It's not the Happy
It's
Little
not
Working Song.
Enchanted.
Oh, Mom guessed it.
Sorry.
Good.
That's what I
What was
knew.
it?
That's what it was.
It was Meg. So it was
Meg
actually
Rat.
technically it was I Wrote
Oh.
Sam in Love from Hercules.
Oh.
Okay. Roselia, this is not really a Disney question, but do you like cats or dogs or smiley faces? I like dogs.
Yeah,
Dogs.
Yay, James.
doggies
Not
are
that, look, cats are fine. I'm not like anti-cat. I just would always prefer dog.
Well, for me, cats would be a little bit hard to have because I'm actually allergic to cats, which
Yeah,
I've
that
found
makes
out more
things
recently.
harder.
That definitely makes sense. Okay. James, for people who are jumping on late, there's one question in here that I think we kind of touched on, but for those who have joined partway through, can you just give us a quick overview again of what Concierge does? So if people work with Concierge, what do you guys do for them?
So from start to finish, we start planning their trip, talk about where they want to go, what they're looking for to do in their trip, help, get together, help booking everything for them and help manage anything like promos. I'll give them tip and tricks like what restaurants I would recommend depending on family or if it's a honeymoon that someone's going on. And then what's great about our services is it extends during your stay. So even at location, you can still contact us. Like if someone says, hey, kids are actually tired. We want to cancel our restaurants for this evening. I'll get on the phone and cancel it for them.
That's so cool.
And
so awesome.
our services technically stops when you get back home. But yeah, pretty much anything you could think of on planning a trip will assist you with it.
That's amazing. And why do you think that people should use Concierge? I mean, you kind of covered that too.
Well, I think that also goes back to our services is free. So you've got nothing to lose with going with us. It's not taking anything out of pocket. You've got someone who's up to date with everything that they're doing. And our services does not just include Disney. I mean, if someone wanted a trip to Universal, we've helped people to Universal or anything else that they wanted. I mean, we're a travel planning company. While we do love Disney, we like to plan trips as a whole.
That's awesome.
Because people like to do things differently. And I can't tell you how many times I've done it where people are having majority of their time at Disney World, but then they also want to go to Universal Orlando. And they spend one day or two at Universal.
That's what we did when we went last, and it was awesome. No, we were at Disneyland, but we still spent a day in Universal.
Yeah, that's so cool. I didn't know you guys did multiple locations that weren't just Disney, so that's really useful information. There was another question I thought of. Oh, someone asked what is your favorite Disney theme park? Or I'll say Disney, I'm going to change that to Disney destination in general. Mine's Disneyland because that's where I've been most.
Been to Disneyland. That's it.
For me, it's really hard just because I love Disney World and Disneyland for many different reasons. Disney World just because I love how much is there. And then for Disneyland, it's just my childhood. So it's nice to go back to something from your childhood. So I like them for different reasons. And of course, one day I would like to go to Alani and go on a Disney cruise. So it's really hard to pick a favorite destination.
Yeah, I think a Disney cruise would be really fun, especially.
I would love to go to a Disney cruise.
Alani, is that how you say that? Alani? Alani?
Alani.
I think that'd be so cool to go to a tropical Disney vacation. Okay, we are just have a couple minutes left. Drop any last minute questions in the comments. James, we didn't talk about how we two partnered with each other. So that's a topic I was going to cover. So James, do you want to tell them a little bit about that?
I'll start it and then, so we're always looking to partner with, other companies. I mean, we've partnered with podcasts that have an affinity for Disney, and my family has been a fan of your videos for a while, and it's just like, why don't you just try reaching out and see what happens? And then you can go on from your end what you thought when I reached out and you looked at our site and decided, hey, we want to partner with these guys.
Yeah, so James messaged me and was like, hey, what would you think about partnering with a Disney, travel company, basically? And I was stoked. I reached out to my family right away because we get requests from a lot of people. Our channel's big enough that we get requests from a number of people to do partnerships, but most of them are really dumb. And they're things that, like, not only are we not interested in, but we don't think that you guys will be interested in. And we don't want to just take money for stuff that we don't want to promote or that you guys won't be interested in. So Concierge is one of the few that we were like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is totally something that our fans would be fans of. And so it seemed like a totally natural fit. And I texted the whole family. I was like, guys, look at this cool company. We're maybe going to be partnering with them. So just know that when we do these promotion posts, it's
really
not
think
just
about it.
we don't just take any post that will come our way. We really think that Concierge is a cool company and that you guys can benefit from them no matter where you live, honestly. Like any Disney place across the world, I guess, except for Hong Kong and Tokyo. But so, and it's been great. I feel like we've had a lot of fun doing the posts. You've probably seen some of our stuff on Instagram that we've done. We've done a couple songs, a couple picture posts. And if, as we continue to have posts in the future, if you guys have more questions for James, James, why don't you tell them where the best place is to follow along for Concierge and for you?
Well, you can follow us on Instagram at Concierge, and then I've got my channel, James Disney Concierge, is a good place to follow. And we have lots of fun posts. We'll post something about our blog articles that we have come out almost every single week. One that I think people should check out in our blog is our movie to park series, where we recommend what movies you should check out before you go to specific Disney parks.
Oh, that's really fun.
And then of course, if you want to contact me directly to start talking about a trip, you can either direct message me at Instagram, or you can email me at my email
at jhall@concierge.com. Kate, thank you, James. That's awesome. So yeah, be sure to follow him on Instagram. Also, I assume you guys are following us on Instagram, but I guess I shouldn't assume that. You can follow us at Working with Lemons, and you see some of our Concierge posts as well. And I'm going to ask you guys, viewers, really quick, the last question before we sign off. If you were going to go to any Disney destination, which one would you choose? So drop those in the comments. I want to see. We're laughing because the dogs are jumping up on our mom, and she doesn't really like dogs, but they're just thriving on her attention right now. Yes, Marky says nothing worse than an unnatural feeling partnership. We've absolutely done toy reviews in the past that we weren't that stoked about, but we knew viewers would be interested in. This one's not like that. This is one that we're yes, this is totally a natural fit.
About it. If we go to Disneyland anytime soon, we will definitely use them.
Oh, yeah.
And I recommend them to friends. It's a really awesome thing.
Yeah. Okay, Disney destinations. I know we've got a little bit of a lag, so I don't know if we're seeing them as soon as you guys do. I would choose, the next one I want to go to is, I think a Disney cruise would be fun. Yeah. I mean, I'm sentimental about Disneyland, so part of me says I would just want to go back to Disneyland. But yeah, Marky Man says Disneyland. But as far as a new one, I think an Alani cruise would be really fun.
Yeah, I think if I had to choose a new one, I would say oh my gosh, that's hard. Probably a Disney cruise, maybe Disney World, because I've never been to Disney World.
I haven't either, and that would be cool. And then
so
we could go to Harry Potter World.
Send me and Camry to Disney World. We'll take you guys with us through our lives.
And then James, you mentioned that you want to go on a Disney cruise. Yeah. Would that be your next?
I would. Well, it's a combination of going back to Disney World because they are later this year starting their 50th anniversary celebration, and yes, a Disney cruise, because I think it would be so fun to have that. And then, of course, you get the Broadway style shows that Disney is known for on the high seas.
Yeah.
Plus, I've always wanted to go on their private island.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, James, anything you want to say before we sign off?
I would just say thank you, both of you, for having me. And yeah, if there's anybody out there who is thinking of a Disney vacation or has, any questions, you can contact me directly on Instagram or send me an email, and then we can start a chat.
Yes, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, James, for coming. This was great. I felt like I learned so much about Concierge, and I even knew more than most people know. But if you have people who you think would want to use a travel planner but are afraid that it's going to be too expensive, then show them this live, or if they don't want to watch a live for an hour, send them to James's page, and they can reach out free of charge, obviously. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you, James, for being with us. Thank you, Ari, for coming. And we will see you guys around. We'll see you on Instagram. We'll see you on Working with Lemons. Bye, guys. Have a great day.
See you later.
Ending stream. Always the awkward part.